Good morning. Welcome to a reading vlog. This is what's happening right now. So today is the 30th of December. It's the pre-last day of the year and there's a lot to be done today. And then tomorrow is the big event that we have to get ready for and cook. And I have one more present that's coming that I ordered that I need to wrap. Right now I'm making breakfast, and what you just saw was my curling method. I use, these are two socks from H&M, over the knee socks. I tie them together and then I curl my hair around it, and then when I'm done, this is a very professional approach. I wrap this around the ends so the ends kind of stay in that curled position and secure with an elastic. So that's how I make this happen. It's not gonna last long. My hair is very heavy, so this will be straight in like 2 hours. Anyway, so I wanted to do a reading vlog. I feel like when I posted my video when I talk about my reading habits for 2020 and I sort of air out my dirty laundry about how controlling I am, I sort of like let it go, if that makes sense. I just feel so much more calm about reading. I'm really enjoying this. I hope this stays on. And I realized that a book that I started in 2020 and I never finished was Going Postal, that I read for the reading books recommended by Jean. So since you saw me in that vlog, I actually have finished Daughter of the Forest, and we'll talk about that in a minute. I'm just cooking breakfast, so I'm looking for my eggs not to overcook. And I saw that I started Going Postal and I never finished it. Okay, for now I'm a little more put together. And I had breakfast and I can talk to you now. Okay, so Daughter of the Forest, I finished it a few months ago. Was it last month? I don't remember. I really enjoyed it. It did take me a while to finish this book, and the writing is incredible. Jean always talks about how Juliet Marillier has a beautiful writing style, and it's true. At times it felt like I'm reading a historical fiction, not a fantasy. It's very literary. It is lovely. All the characters are so well fleshed out. They feel so real, and there's so much detail in the settings, in again, the people. It feels so alive and real, and that's wonderful. The issue, if I can call it that I had with this book is that we're following a pretty young girl, and she goes through a lot of bad things happen to her. She has to break this curse, and she has the little job that she has to do it, and it's a difficult job, and she is not allowed to talk, to, you know, make any sound at all, and she's perpetually just you know, suffering a lot. So there's a lot of suffering in this book from this girl. It's hard to read, and at times it just felt like, you know, can anything good happen, please? And there was a section when it was just like, Sorcha thought she knew suffering, but she was not prepared for what was to come, and that made it a little difficult for me to read. Also, I realized that this sort of like classical fantasy is just maybe not necessarily a subgenre that I respond to. Not that I don't like it, it's very hard to explain. It's like watching Jean videos. She always mentions seeing books with like a similar cover that you can like tell it's like a classical fantasy, and she always picks them up and she gets so excited, and it's just like something that she sees and she just needs to have it. And I realized that I just don't have that like enthusiastic pull towards that subgenre. I do have that towards other things, but maybe not this. There was a point where I almost felt like I couldn't go on, but I made myself go on and I ended up really liking it. But it was a struggle for a bit. So the reason why I'm doing this video again is because I'm reading Going Postal by Terry Pratchett. I am over halfway done with it and I am loving it. It's so wacky and weird, but so funny at times, and it's so clever. I'm really enjoying how there's so much commentary on our world that's in this fantastical book. The wackiness did catch me a little off guard in the beginning because this is my first Terry Pratchett book. I've never read anything by him. I was not familiar with the Discworld, so in the beginning I was just like, what is this? But now I'm a little more accustomed to the style, to the world, and I am on board. I'm really loving this, and I watched the trailer for this movie, for the movie that was done based on this book, and Claire Foy is in it. I didn't know. I don't know for sure what I'm reading apart from Going Postal for this video, but recently I bought secondhand 2 books that are also books that Jean really likes, so I might just read those. And it's Shirley Jackson, We Have Always Lived in the Castle. I first heard of this book from Jean, so it's been on my radar for a few months now. It's a little water damaged, but you can only see it here. Like, the pages look fine and it's all readable, and I actually really like this cover. Also, another happenstance that, like, a day ago or 2 days ago, Jean made a video on her collection of the Penguin modern classics. And I was like, well, this is interesting. And the 2 books that she has read and loved, but she does not have that particular, you know, Penguin modern classics edition of, are these 2 books that I just bought. So again, We Have Always Lived in a Castle and Of Mice and Men. This was not particularly something that I've been, you know, dreaming of reading, but the guy that was selling this one also had this one, and I thought, you know what, I've never read Mice and Men. I probably should. I know it's a short book, and again, I just heard Jean rave about it, so before I go, I just feel like I need to quickly explain the New Year's situation, just because I feel like people will get confused about, you know, why am I wrapping presents? It's, you know, Christmas is gone. So basically everything that the, like, Western Christian people, countries do for Christmas, putting up the tree with the ornaments, having presents, having an old guy with a beard come in with those presents. We do all of that for New Year's, and that's because basically when the Russian Revolution happened, the Soviet government started a campaign against religion. They canceled most religious holidays in the calendar, made those work days, and so people could not celebrate Christmas the way they used to. And I don't think it was like prohibited to decorate Christmas trees, but they didn't do that. That made people sad, and in 1935 the government brought back the Christmas traditions, but they just migrated all of those to the celebration of the new year. And since 1935, that's how things are in Russia, and I think some of the ex-Soviet countries. Yeah, we decorate the tree. We have our own version of Santa Claus, which is based on a figure of Russian folklore, Ded Moroz, who is in translation Grandpa Frost. He brings presents. He doesn't come with reindeers, but with the Russian troika, the three horses. And he also brings his granddaughter Snegurishka. What is her purpose? I've literally no idea, but they always come in a pair together. And yeah, so we have like a celebratory family dinner on the 31st, and then we wait for midnight. On midnight we watch the presidential speech, we watch the Kremlin clock ring in the new year, and then we open presents with the dessert. That's what's happening. Горит уже?
и уже взрослеешь. Это наш...
It's January 6th and that means that it's Christmas Eve here in Russia, and I just finished Going Postal by Terry Pratchett. I did not expect to just finish this book in one go. This is my very first Terry Pratchett and I'm so glad I started with this book. It's so good, but in a way that it's hard to explain. Like, it's not, you know, oh my god, everyone should read this kind of good. It's just, and like when I finished it, it's not like that flutter of emotion that I usually feel when it's like a book I really like. It's just, I'm still processing. It's so clever. And I mean, how does one even think this way? I loved it. I don't know if other books by Terry Pratchett are like this, but the way there were so many situations that the main character would get into that there would just be no way out, but then he would find a way out and it would be so obvious. I don't know, it's just, I'm still, as I said, I'm still processing. I really love this and I do want to continue with other books by Terry Pratchett set in the Discworld. I do have to say that because this is my first Terry Pratchett and I knew nothing of the Discworld, the wackiness of the world and the writing did take me, like, I'd say half of the book just to get used to and to accept it as just like, this is how this is going to be. And once I got used to the writing and the tone, it just flowed from there. So I expect to enjoy other books and have an easier time with them just because I would know what to expect. Anyway, I'm so glad I finished it. I ended up giving it on Goodreads 4 stars, but this would be like a 4.5 stars for me. So yeah, tomorrow is Christmas and we're going on a Christmas breakfast outing, and we did choose a restaurant and a time to make sure that there are as few people as possible. So in terms of reading, I'm looking at the two books, the other two books that I want to read for this video, and I think I'm going to start with Of Mice and Men. I truthfully have no idea what it's about. It's Saturday the 9th of January and I am still reading Of Mice and Men, and actually just posted this morning a photo of the book, and John from Hey All Listen Up asked me to film myself when I finish it. I'm not sure when to start filming myself. But let me tell you a little bit about the book. So here's what it says in the back. Drifters in search of work, George and his simple-minded friend Lenny have nothing in the world except each other and a dream that one day they will have some land of their own. Eventually they find work on a ranch in California's Salinas Valley, but their hopes are doomed as Lenny, struggling against extreme cruelty, misunderstanding, and feelings of jealousy, becomes a victim of his own strength. Tackling universal themes and giving voice to America's lonely and dispossessed, Of Mice and Men has proved one of Steinbeck's most popular works, a winner of the Nobel Prize for Literature. And I have this edition which I showed you earlier, and it has a very good, like a great introduction, and I read it before I started the book, and it was very helpful to understand, you know, what was the time that he was writing in, what were the themes. I know very little about agricultural labor in California in 1930s. And yeah, this book is about these two guys traveling together, getting to their next job on a ranch. I was surprised by the format, and he said that he created his own genre, the play novelette. He said, "The work I am doing now is neither a novel nor a play, but it is a kind of playable novel, written in novel form, but so scened and set that it can be played as it stands. It wouldn't be like other plays, since it does not follow the formal acts, but uses chapters for curtains. Descriptions can be used for stage directions. Plays are hard to read, so this will make both a novel and a play as it stands." And that's exactly what it is. It does read like a play. I feel like I'm reading for school again. And I am really enjoying it. It's not the easiest read. It is a very short book, but just like the themes that it explores, like the main theme that I see is loneliness. All the characters are so well shown. They're not even described. There's not a lot of descriptions, but they're all so distinct and so lonely. There are a lot of different levels of suffering and loneliness in this. It's also interesting seeing how they all interact with each other, and it's almost like they're so lost in their own suffering that there is no place for compassion. All that loneliness amounts to bitterness and anger, and they feel like they constantly have to defend themselves. There are a lot of racial slurs though, just FYI. I don't know if I should film myself for like the whole 20 pages that are left or not. I don't know what I'm gonna do, is basically what I'm trying to say. Good morning, it's Tuesday. I know I look rough. I'm about to fix that. I did get to the halfway point of We Have Always Lived in the Castle, and I want to talk to you about it, but yeah, let me fix this first. Is this better? Anyway, so yes, as I was saying, I'm halfway done with We Have Always Lived in the Castle and I'm really enjoying it. I love the writing style. I like that everything that's happening is real, but the writing is kind of magical. So let me read you what this is about. Living in the Blackwood family home with only her sister Constance and her uncle Julian for company, Mary Cat just wants to preserve their delicate way of life. But ever since Constance was acquitted of murdering the rest of the family, the world isn't leaving the Blackwoods alone. And when cousin Charles arrives, armed with overtures of friendship and a desperate need to get into the safe, Mary Cat must do everything in her power to protect her remaining family. It just has this feeling of something ominous is about to happen and this building tension, and like from the very start you know that something like bad is happening or is about to happen. So there is a little thing just to give you like an idea of what I mean by magical writing. I decided that I would choose 3 powerful words, words of strong protection, and so long as these great words were never spoken aloud, no change would come. I wrote the first word, melody, in the apricot jam on my toast with the handle of a spoon, and then put the toast in my mouth and ate it very quickly. I was 1/3 safe. Mary Cat that we follow, she's 18 years old and she's very, I guess, superstitious, but she has her own ideas of what she needs to do in order to keep everything safe in the way it is. She likes to bury things around the property to make sure that, you know, no one comes near, nails things to trees because they will help protect, again, their house from invaders. It's just so wacky and interesting and creepy. And again, as I said, nothing bad or scary is happening, but the way she narrates it, the way she tells this story, the way she experiences this is very creepy. I don't even know. I can't explain this. I do plan to finish this today, and I saw that there's actually a movie that came out, I think in 2018 or 2016. We've Always Lived in the Castle, and I would love to watch that. So I just love that after this vlog I will have, you know, Going Postal, the movie to watch, and the movie for this to watch as well. Yeah, as I said, I'm planning to finish this today. Also today I am filming a special collab video with Milena Reeds. Check her account below. I think by the time this vlog comes up, our video will not be ready yet, but I am so excited. It's going to be so fun. We've been planning this. We had like a whole meeting just to plan the video. You guys, I finished We've Always Lived in the Castle. I don't know. Right now, I'm going to give it 4 stars, but I want to see how I feel about it in a little while because this could potentially be a 5-star. I wonder if I will still feel the same way in like a week. And if I do, I will change it to a 5-star. Wow. There are so many points where I felt anxiety over what's happening and what's going to happen, and there's so much that is not properly explained. There is a bit of like the unreliable narrator thing happening. Reading the afterword by Joyce Carol Oates that's included in this edition was very helpful because I did have several questions, and as I said, not everything is explained, and some things I didn't fully understand, but that just makes it even better of a book, if that makes sense. It didn't tie everything together very well, and I think that is what will make me keep thinking of this book. Like I can feel my brain still processing. This was so weird and creepy. There are so many things that are said in this afterword that are things that I feel, but I can't find the words to say it. And I like that it does acknowledge that there are several mysteries within the story and how Shirley Jackson went about telling this story, and that it's all very deliberate how you're being given the information. So yeah, this was a success for sure. And so to recap what happened in this vlog, I read these 3 books: Terry Pratchett, Going Postal, John Steinbeck of Mice and Men, and Shirley Jackson, We've Always Lived in the Castle. All of these 3 were highly recommended by JeanBookishThoughts, and Jean, thank you for giving me this week of wonderful reading. I loved all 3 of these so much. Going Postal gave me so much joy, and I can't wait to see the movie. And I actually went on Terry Pratchett's website for Discworld, and there has like a little quiz that you fill in, and it suggests a book from the Discworld to you, and Weird Sisters was suggested to me, and I actually just bought it. That's next one on my Discworld list. And then Of Mice and Men made me cry. If anything, this made me nostalgic for theater. It's been a long time since I've been to a theater, since I've seen a play, even longer time since I've been in a play, and an even longer time since I was in school studying plays and analyzing scenes, and just this format just really reminded me of that time and it made me very nostalgic, and this was incredible. And of course, Shirley Jackson, We've Always Lived in the Castle. I adored this. I love the vibe. I feel like this would be perfect for like Halloween time if you're into weird, creepy books that are not necessarily horror or mystery thrillers, but are just mysterious and atmospheric, and you're not sure what's happening, but something is happening. Anyway, I think I'm gonna finish my vlog here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was interesting to watch, and I will see you in my next video.